Good morning. It is a absolutely gorgeous Friday morning. Happy Friday. I am heading into work. I got my espresso from Starbucks. I definitely need it today. I'm working the mid shift today, which is pretty random for me. I usually work 7:30 to 4 at my full-time job, but today they scheduled me for 10:15 to 6:45, which is totally random. I do have a few meetings scheduled today, so it could be why. I don't know. I just had a meeting with my supervisor last week, like our typical monthly one-on-one, which went great. So I don't know why we're scheduled for another one, but I guess I'll find out when I log in there. It is Friday. I was planning to go and do the Zumba class after work like I typically do, but because I'm working the mid shift, I'm not gonna be able to make it there for the dance class. I'm still gonna try and go to the gym after work. I did go to the gym yesterday and had a really good workout, and I'm still feeling a little bit tender from that workout. I just did the treadmill and then I lifted some weights. So I might end up doing that same thing tonight since I won't be able to make it to the dance class. And then I don't think there's any other classes in the evening either. I think the dance class at 5:45 is the last one. So I'm gonna go to the gym after work. Honestly, like, I should have picked a career or like a job where I could have summers off, like do something in the school board, because it's absolutely gorgeous outside. It's like, I don't know, 20 degrees or something. And I do not want to go and sit at a desk for 8 hours. Like I really don't. It makes me miserable. It honestly pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the weather is nice. I just want to be outside. I just want to like be out. And now that I'm more active and, you know, losing weight and just trying to be healthier, it makes me want to be outside even more. So I'm eager for the shift to end, even though I'm going to be like going to the gym right after. I might, you know what, maybe I'll walk the ravine. I don't know. I'll see. I don't want to, it'll take me a while to drive to the ravine. And then by the time I get there, it might start getting darker at some point. So I also don't want to be going at the ravine and walking the ravine when it's dark by myself. That's just a stupid idea. So maybe I will just stick with going to the gym and then do the ravine like sometime next week or something. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I'm gonna do like a what I eat in a day again today, because I really was able to stay on track my first 2 days of my reset. My third day of my reset was not a good time, and I will get into that a little bit later. So far I am going to start off my day, because when I jump in there, I'm just gonna start working. I do have a lot of escalations from last night that I have to get back to. I think once I log in here, like I still have like 20 minutes or so before I start work, but I think once I get in there, I'm just gonna kind of go through my emails and update the cases that I was working on yesterday, so that when I start my shift, I'm not already behind. But I'm gonna have my Premier Protein with the espresso shot. So this is just the 3 shots of espresso with 2 pumps of the hazelnut syrup. I throw the Premier Protein shake in there. And then I do have a container of blueberries left in the fridge. And then I think I have like 2 Oikos yogurts. So I might just have that for breakfast. And then I'll show you a little bit later what I'm gonna have for lunch. This is the start of my day. I'm just getting here now. It's about 9:30, so pretty weird to like be in a mid shift, and kind of annoying because I really wanted to go to that dance class tonight, but that's okay. We have to adapt. You got to work. The bills are gonna pay for themselves, right? So I'm just gonna jump in here, get my shift going, and then I will show you what I'm gonna have for lunch later. It's lunchtime. I'm just out here enjoying my short little walk. It's absolutely gorgeous out, and I really don't want to go back to work. It's a pretty quiet day today, surprisingly, and I'm not used to that. I also usually work the morning shift, 7:30 until 4, but today I'm working mid shift, and it's only like 3 o'clock right now, so usually I'm like heading home within an hour, but I'm just on my break right now, my lunch break, just getting some steps in. I'm currently sitting at about 4,000 steps. I'm hoping to reach 5,000 steps before I go back from my break, and then I'm gonna have some lunch. Yeah, so far it's like a pretty good day. I had my one-on-one this morning, which I was kind of sweating because I had my one-on-one last Friday. I only have them like once a month anyway, but when I saw on the schedule that I had another one today, I was like, I just had my one-on-one, like what is going on? But it was only scheduled for like 30 minutes, which it's usually like 45 minutes or an hour. But it went really well. My supervisor was just basically checking in because they changed our metrics, and she said that I took just over 1,200 calls in June, and I guess she was like pretty surprised by that, because even though my calls usually consistently over the years that I've been working there have been about like 950 to 1,100 calls, but because they changed the metrics, I guess they expected people to take even less calls, because they really did like tighten up their expectations basically, and like our numbers. And I remember being in the meeting, like the team meeting back in May, when they announced this change, and it was happening like across the board, and people were furious. Like they were so upset about it. It was going to make things a lot difficult, a lot harder. I wasn't really too worried about it, because I just feel like I'm the type of person where, you know, changes are going to happen all the time, and changes like this are way above my pay grade. And if, you know, companies like this make changes, it's coming from above, and we don't have a say in it anyway. At least that's what I've noticed, you know, being in corporate. I just took it with a grain of salt, and just kind of have the mindset of, I'm going to clock in, do my job, do the best I can, and clock out, and let the chips fall where they may, basically. Also keeping in mind that I have another job just in case. Like, that's why I have 2 jobs, because nothing's ever guaranteed and anything can happen anytime, which I'm super thankful I have the 2 jobs. But I also like to have the backup as like a safety net kind of thing, because you never know, right? I wasn't really too worried about it. I know a lot of other people were, and I hope that they're doing okay with it. I think we have another team meeting like next week or something, so hopefully I'll like hear people's like input on it. But yeah, it was nice to like get some recognition of it. Now this is the first month of the new metrics. Yeah, I guess she was like pretty surprised by how high my numbers were. Still taking in a lot of calls, and I was meeting the new metrics right off the bat, so that's really good. I just hope I can maintain that going forward. But she also was like, you're taking a lot of calls, like a lot, while still meeting the metrics goal, which I kind of made a joke to her. I'm like, well, don't let the higher ups know about that, or they'll expect me to continue doing that going forward, or, you know, they'll expect more of me, you know, more than already what's been crunched down on us. I was like, but unless they want to give me an extra raise for this, then that would be great. So we had a little bit of a laugh on that. But yeah, it was nice to like have that chat and kind of get that update, and just know that, you know, even though it's the first month of the new changes, I am meeting that new goal, which is nice. So now I just have to maintain that, which I'm going to do the best I can with it. And, you know, obviously just let the chips fall where they may in this aspect. So yeah, I was sweating for nothing on this one-on-one. I'm glad it was only 30 minutes, and it was all like good news. So I'm just going to head back to work now. As much as I really don't want to, I want to stay outside. I'm going to show you what my lunch is. I did make a new pasta salad yesterday, and it's still with like the red lentil pasta salad that I got from Costco, and then I put like some tuna in it, some chopped up vegetables and everything. So I'm going to end up just like showing you what that is, and then I think I have like a side of watermelon. So that's going to be my lunch, and I might make like a lemonade. I have this like Crystal Light lemonade drink, 0 calories and all that. I might add a Splenda to it, just because on this like nice hot walk, I kind of want something a little bit more refreshing and kind of crisp, rather than just water. I did get my first liter of water in this morning when I had my breakfast, which was really nice. So I'm already up on that. And then the lemonade will bring me up to like another 500 mils. And then when I go to the gym later, I'll definitely get my water in and drink my BCAAs with that as well. Since I'm going to be lifting some weights, I like to drink that while I'm working out too. I'll check in after work. I hope you're having a great day so far. And if you're somewhere where the weather's nice, I hope you're enjoying it. I'll check in soon. Work is finally done, thankfully, because I'm so exhausted. Honestly, it was a slow, quiet day, which was nice, but it just made the shift completely drag on. I prefer to be in early in the morning and open, and then be done by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock at the latest. I'm just getting out. It is now after 7. I was working the mid shift today, and I hope I'm never scheduled for that again, but I understand why, so it's all right. The meetings went well today and all that. Another day done, you know. I am back here tomorrow, my full-time job, because I was at my part-time job on Wednesday. So I alternate every other Wednesday and Saturday. I work at my part-time job, and then the other days I'm not there, I work here. So I do work 6 days a week, but that's of my own choosing. I do enjoy it. I'm a, workaholic when it comes to my full-time, part-time jobs. It is a long day today. It's going to be probably a long day tomorrow because Saturdays are kind of slow at my full-time job as well. But I am working 8 to 4:30, so thankfully no mid-shift for me or anything like that. And then I think the rest of the weekend I'm just going to be chilling, hopefully, just relaxing and all that. I am supposed to go to the gym tonight. I was planning to go to the gym, and I'm still going to go to the gym. But I'm going to be very honest with you, I really don't want to. I don't want to go to the gym. I've wanted to go all day. I've wanted to be outside all day. But now that I'm like done work and I was sitting there for like 8 hours and it was just like dragging along, I'm more tired now than when I work my 7:30 to 4 shifts and when I'm like go, 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 because the time just goes by faster and I'm not sitting there like twiddling my thumbs, I guess. I'm still gonna go to the gym. I took another Alani Nu from the fridge at work. So once I open this and drink it, there's no going back. I'm gonna have to go to the gym whether I want to or not, because there's no way I'm drinking an energy drink and then just gonna go home. I'm gonna feel too wired. So let me just start drinking this so that I have no excuses to not go to the gym. All right, it's done. Officially going to the gym. I also have an apple. I'm not really that hungry, but I'm feeling a little bit snacky. My lunch was so good. I was pretty full from that. I also had a side of watermelon. I am gonna eat this apple though on my way to the gym, just to kind of like have a little boost of like a refreshing fruit, which I always enjoyed having. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to eat after the gym if I'm hungry. I don't know if I have anything already prepped at home. I don't think so. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. If I'm hungry, if I'm not hungry, I'm not gonna eat anything. But if I am hungry, I'll have to figure that out. That's the plan. I'm gonna go to the gym. I think I might just do some weights. I may or may not do the treadmill. I'll see how busy it is when I get there. My boyfriend's currently there. He finished work at 5, so he went right after work. He said it's not that busy, but for him, not that busy is usually, for me, it's very busy. We're complete opposite. He goes to the gym regardless of how busy it is. Even if he has to wait for machines, like he still goes and does his thing. He's very comfortable in the gym. I am not. So if it's like super busy, I usually get like very overwhelmed, especially if I'm going to be working out by myself and doing the machines and stuff. I just get very uncomfortable. And then I don't want to like ask people how many reps they have left, or like I don't want anyone to feel like they're waiting on me to finish the machine, even though I know that that's like gym etiquette and that's what you do, and everyone is pretty kind. I thankfully, knock on wood, haven't had any issues, but it's just like for me, I don't know, I already feel uncomfortable. And whenever someone comes up and they're like, oh, how many reps do you have? I'm like, oh, I'm done. Because I don't want them to feel like they're waiting on me, even though like I know I have a right to be there. I like need to do my workout. I have a set workout. I usually do like 4 sets of 12 to 20 reps depending on the machine, and that is high reps, but I am doing much lighter weights because I'm just like slowly trying to build up my muscles and everything, and I'm really focusing on form over lifting heavy because I'm new to all this. So I definitely don't want to injure myself, and I want my body to get used to doing the form correctly and prioritizing that over prioritizing heavier weights. I'm more than happy to do lower weights with higher reps. I'm really loving that. I'm enjoying that. Probably try and do the machine weights tonight and then maybe do some treadmill. I'll see how I feel. I'm currently sitting at 7,871 steps, so that's pretty good. I definitely want to reach my 10,000 steps, so may or may not do the treadmill. We'll figure it out, but either way, I'm hitting the gym. I'll check in when I'm done and I'll go over what I did, and then if I end up eating something else, I'll show that as well, but we'll figure it out as we go along, as per usual for me. So I'm gonna finish my energy drink on my way to the gym and my apple, and we'll check in after. I am back home, pajamas are on, and I am getting ready for bed. It is almost 11:30, so it is way past my bedtime. I went to the gym, got a workout in, and then I came home, ate some dinner, and then I kind of got into like my true crime and some cases that I've been following and just had to catch up on, and the time honestly really got away from me. Just gonna kind of go over how the rest of the day went and the gym and all that, and then just kind of close it out there because I have to be up at like 5:30 for work tomorrow morning, as it's Saturday and I'm back at my full-time job tomorrow. I ended up making it to the gym, and then I sat in my car for a little bit, and just kind of contemplated actually going in, because when I got there, the parking lot was pretty busy. Thankfully though, I saw my boyfriend's car, so he was still there, and when I walked in, he was actually just finishing up his workout. And he typically does like an hour on the stairs, and then he does a bunch of different weight machines and the free weights and everything. So he works out typically for like 2 hours. And when I got there, he was on like his last machine. So I went in, I put my backpack back in the change room and everything like that. And then I came out and expected to just walk him to the door, as I knew he was going to be done his workout. But thankfully, he actually came on the treadmill with me, and I did the treadmill for 30 minutes. He did the treadmill along with me for 30 minutes. It was nice to have him there with me to kind of kickstart my workout. I think he kind of knew that I didn't really want to be there this late on a Friday. One, I'm just not used to working out late. I'm used to just like Friday going to the dance class and then going home. So by the time I got to the gym, I would have already been home. Just like really threw me off schedule. And then also knowing that I was gonna be working out pretty much by myself made me already uncomfortable. It was nice that he stayed and, you know, did the treadmill with me after he already did his 2-hour workout. So I'm very thankful for that. And it gave us time to like chat as well for that 30 minutes and just kind of talk about each other's day and catch up and all that. Really thankful for that. He is absolutely incredible, and just really appreciate him for that. Did 30 minutes on the treadmill, and then I did the weights. I only did the weights for about 20 minutes because it was crazy busy and I just was getting pretty antsy being there. But even though I only did 20 minutes of weights, I really got a good workout in, because I was doing high reps at like a medium weight. So because I knew that I wasn't going to be doing as many different weight machines as I typically try to do, I decided to up my weight a little bit tonight. So I did still stick with my 4 sets per workout, and then I typically do, like, depending on the machine, it's typically like 12 to 20 reps per set, and that is because I do lower weights. But tonight I kind of upped the weights by like 5 pounds, I think, per machine, just because I really wanted to make the most of the short time that I knew I was going to be doing it, and I was really feeling it every single machine that I was doing. I did focus primarily on arms and back today. I don't really have like a set schedule of like which body parts I work on. I probably should think about doing that. So I'm basically just trying to work out every part of my body when I do the weights. Also taking into consideration I am doing lighter weights as well, so I can work on, you know, every part of my body when I am there and doing the weights throughout that one workout session, because I'm not pushing like as hard as I will be obviously down the road when I get more comfortable with doing the weights and I really narrow down on the form and get more comfortable in that aspect as well. I'm sure over the next few months I'll kind of narrow down my workout schedule and maybe figure out like, okay, on certain days of the week I'm gonna work on back and arms, and then other days I'll work on legs or whatever. But until then, I'm just kind of doing a little bit as much as I can, like each time I go to the gym, because sometimes I do the classes, sometimes I just do the treadmill and the free weights. It really depends on what my work schedule allows, because obviously most days I get off early, but some days like today I was working the mid shift, so that really threw me off. I couldn't make it to my typical workout class, so I just did, you know, some cardio, then some weights. I'm just kind of taking it one day at a time, honestly. I'm not really trying to plan too much into the future, because I get overwhelmed when I try to plan into the future like that. Because then if I'm like, I'm gonna go to the gym, you know, 4 days a week for this entire month, and I really like write it down and try to like stick to it, and then if I miss it for like 1 week, then I'll be like, F it, I can't do it, blah blah blah, right? So I'm trying to like not overwhelm myself, not put too much pressure on myself. Obviously it's nice to set goals, but until I get more of a mental aspect under control for me and like be more in a positive mindset and continue to just give myself grace and just know that I'm doing the best that I can, then obviously down the road I'll start to plan more like longer term monthly type goals and stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm just really taking it one day at a time and just planning for basically like the next day or like 2 days. Not really planning any more than 2 days, because life is always changing, and again, I don't want to put any extra pressure on myself than I already have throughout the day with regular life stuff. So I'm overall pretty happy with today. I did stay within my calorie deficit. So I'm just gonna go over some numbers as well right now. Ending the day off, my steps came to 12,452 calories. I was within my calorie deficit. So for dinner, actually, when I left the gym and while I was at the gym, I really was just craving Tostitos chips and queso. Like, that is all that I wanted to eat. I was thinking about it when I was doing the weights. I was thinking about it also before I went into the gym when I was sitting in my car. I was like, oh, I can just go home and have the Tostito chips and have some queso and chill. Like, it's Friday night, it's been a long work week, I have to go back to work tomorrow, you know, blah blah blah. But then I got my butt in the gym, and even though I was still thinking about that craving, I was like, no, I'm not going home to eat chips and queso. I'm just not going to do that. I already went over my calories on Wednesday. That day was kind of a disaster in regards to my food, and I will get into that when I do my whole like week review and have my weigh-in. But basically I was like, I'm not going to repeat what happened on Wednesday. Even though I was like leaving the gym, still had that thought in my mind, I also knew that I didn't have anything prepped at home to eat, and I was feeling pretty hungry on top of having that craving. And honestly, I think it's just because I'm probably getting my period. I think I checked my tracker like yesterday and I was already a few days late, so I'm just like, ugh, it's probably just like a period craving or something. So when I kind of thought about that and put it in my head like, this is just probably a period craving, because usually I just want all the carbs and I want all the chips a few days before my period. So obviously I'm late. That's probably why it's ramped up today for wanting the chips and queso. I got to my car and I was like, all right, what is around here that I can get that I can still stay within my calorie deficit, kind of still like have that little carb craving kind of cured with whatever I'm gonna eat too, right? And then I was thinking, oh, I can get a wrap. I decided to go to McDonald's and I got their grilled sweet chili McWrap, and then I also got a grilled ranch snack wrap. So that still brought me within my calorie deficit, and it really satisfied me. I came home and I ate that. I drank the rest of my water. I also finished my BCAAs, and then I didn't crave anything. I didn't want the chips. I didn't go for anything else. I also just stayed in my room and caught up on all my true crime stuff, you know, out of sight, out of mind with the chips and all that. So the craving did pass. Ending the day with 1,963 calories consumed. The protein was 153 grams total. Carbs was 214 grams. Fat was 49 grams. And then I drank just over 3 liters of water. I was gonna say 1 liter of water, but I drank just over 3 liters of water. So I did hit all of my goals today, basically. I got a workout in. I also walked during my lunch break, which was nice. I got over 10,000 steps. I ate within my calorie deficit. End of a great day. I'm gonna finish it here because I'm rambling. I'm tired. My eyes are so dry. I have to get these contacts out of my eyes because I feel like every time I blink, I'm just like scratching my eyes. All done. It was a great day. I hope that you had a wonderful day. I hope that if you're on a weight loss journey that you are having a great week as well. If I can do it, you can do it. Take it one day at a time. Don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. Every day is a new day. So even if you weren't 100% today, try again tomorrow. And you know what, something is always better than nothing. As long as you keep showing up for yourself, even if you're making small changes, it does add up over time. So just give yourself grace, be very kind to yourself. You're in this journey for the long haul, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose like me. I've come to accept that I'm going to be doing this for quite some time. Just being nicer to myself and knowing that if I fall off the wagon or end up having a binge or not able to make it to a workout or whatever, I didn't gain all this weight overnight, so I'm not going to lose it all overnight, right? It's going to take me, you know, at least 2 years probably, if not longer, to lose the weight and get to kind of where I want to be, which I'm not too sure of, you know, what my goal weight is. I know I definitely want to be under 200 pounds. I don't remember ever seeing that number on the scale, so that would be nice. But I'm just gonna take it one day at a time. Once I get down to 220, then I'll kind of reevaluate from there. But I definitely know that I want to get down to at least 220 for sure. I also have never seen that number on the scale. I've never seen less than, I think, like 260, maybe like 261 since high school. So I've been significantly overweight for a very long time, and I'm just excited to get down to that because I am pretty close to the 260s. I cannot wait to hit that number and really celebrate that, because it's been, like I said, I think when I was like 19 I weighed 261, and that was a horrible day. That's another story for another time. But yeah, it was pretty traumatic when I weighed myself that day and realized how big I had gotten. We might talk about that at a certain point. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna head to bed. You have a great night, and I will see you in the next one.